Installing a kitchen faucet is not as hard as you might think. Hi, I'm Tim Carter from AskTheBuilder.com, and in the next several minutes, I'm going to show you how easy it really is to install a gorgeous faucet like this right here in this granite countertop. The first thing to do is to read the printed instructions from the manufacturer. Do not skip this important step. The joint between the faucet and the countertop or sink surface must be sealed. Some faucets come with a built-in rubber seal. If the faucet you use doesn't have a seal, then use a ring of plumber's putty. Use the large nuts to draw the faucet tight to the countertop. It is best to use a special plumbing basin wrench for this job. The design of the basin wrench allows you to reach the tight space between the sink and the cabinet. The swivel head allows you to use the wrench to tighten nuts or loosen them. The next step is to connect the water supply to the faucet. I prefer to use flexible supply lines that have a braided stainless steel covering. This acts like armor that prevents the supply lines from bursting. These supply lines come in various lengths, but I only need 12-inch ones for my job. Notice how the ends of the supply line have different sized nuts. The larger nut connects to the brass threads at the valve outlet. The smaller nut is a 3/8-inch compression nut. This is a common size for shutoff valves or fittings that solder to copper pipe. It's time to install the flexible supply lines between the copper water line and the actual faucet, but it's important to flush out the water line before we actually make the connections. Why? There can be small pieces of copper shavings, there can be sediment in the water pipe, or some of the gooey flux left over from soldering, and you do not want that material to get up into the faucet. The basin wrench is needed to connect the supply line to the faucet outlet. A regular open-ended wrench can be used to connect the supply line to the shutoff valve or the threaded fitting. I've got that last supply line tight. This faucet comes with a veggie spray, and we need to actually install it right now before we turn on the faucet. If you make that mistake, water's going to squirt out the bottom of the faucet and flood the cabinet. So don't turn on the water yet up above. The first step is to attach the decorative ring to the top of the countertop. Install the large nut and washer underneath the countertop. Be sure not to over-tighten plastic nuts. Feed the flexible hose of the veggie spray through the decorative ring. Apply thread joint compound to the end of the threaded supply tube that feeds water from the faucet to the veggie spray. Tighten the nut on the end of the flexible hose to complete this part of the job. Okay, we're finished, but we're going to test it right now. Now you're going to wonder, why do I have this bucket here? Here's why. If you notice, when we were installing the faucet, there were no drain pipes in the way. It's always easier to install the faucet before you install the drain pipes. They just get in the way. So now I'm going to run the water and see if we get some out of this faucet. Ho, 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 check that out. And even the veggie spray works. I told you installing a kitchen faucet is easy. You can do it, just take your time. If you want to discover more home improvement tips, go to AskTheBuilder.com.